Iran has officially launched its counterattack. The operation is named True Promise 3. Around 200 ballistic missiles were launched toward Israel. Israel's Iron Dome intercepted some, but several landed deep in Tel Aviv, hitting IDF headquarters, airports, and reportedly weapons depots. According to reports, 3 Israelis have been killed and about 80 injured. In the Israeli attack on Iran, about 80 people were martyred, with many more injured. This is a direct Iranian retaliation hitting Israel's mainland, a serious escalation. As we speak, 2,000 more ballistic missiles are reportedly being prepared to be launched at Israel. This is now a full-scale war, triggered entirely by Israel's reckless action. Airspace across the Middle East is now blocked. With the ongoing Russia-Ukraine conflict already shutting down much of that region's airspace, the redirection of air traffic had heavily relied on the Middle East. That's no longer viable. Inside Gaza, Israel continues its brutal assault. Meanwhile, Egyptian forces are blocking refugees from escaping Gaza and stopping humanitarian aid from entering. What you're witnessing is the real-time collapse of the Middle East. The countries we've often said are compromised have now come forward, revealing their hand. Let's not forget, Saudi Arabia has signed deals worth nearly $600 billion with the U.S. in the last few months. Qatar's royal family gifted a $400 million ship to the U.S. presidency. Despite all this, none of these states had the moral courage to tell the U.S., "Stop meddling in Iran, or we'll pull out of these deals." Make no mistake, the attack on Iran was not Israel's alone. It was an American operation, executed using Israel as a proxy. Israel is not a sovereign state in the true sense. It's an occupied territory, created to destabilize the region by design. The scenes in Israel now show panic, people fleeing into bunkers and shelters. It feels as if they were the ones being bombed by fighter jets, not Iran. There's a fundamental difference between those who believe in Zionism and Hindutva. They are loud on social media, but lack actual courage. They name their operations with theatrical titles, but in reality, they can't fight. The IDF's incompetence has been evident for the last 2 years. What can you expect from an army that wears diapers into battle? Their strength lies in American-funded technology, not actual resolve. So, if anyone tells you this isn't a U.S. operation, they're lying. This was an American intelligence mission, and now even the UN has confirmed that one of Iran's nuclear sites has suffered radioactive contamination. The scale of damage? Only Allah knows. But Iran's current response shows it's significant. Only a fool would target a nuclear reactor, because its fallout isn't limited to one city. It threatens entire populations, including neighbors. Let's not forget, when Pakistan clashed with India, some Indian bot accounts claimed they bombed Kirana Hills and targeted our nuclear facilities. Later, even India's army chief had to deny it, realizing how reckless that would have been. Unfortunately, Israel made that very mistake. And I want to point out something crucial. The fallout from Iran's reactors will affect Israel, not the U.S. Once again, the U.S. used the Zionists as pawns in their geopolitical game. And now, what has Pakistan done in response? 24 hours have passed. We expected a strong statement, perhaps a show of support, scrambling jets, military readiness. But nothing. Yes, our fighter jets did scramble, but only over Balochistan to protect our own bases and nuclear sites. Beyond that, silence. Credit to Asif Ali Zardari for his bold words. PM Shehbaz Sharif reiterated Pakistan's support for Iran's sovereignty, and the Foreign Office acknowledged that under Article 51, Iran had the right to respond. But where is the action? Where is the real response? Our Army Chief is in the U.S. He should hold a press conference. The DGISPR should speak. When a Muslim country's sovereignty is violated, are we only meant to raise our voices, or will we ever raise our weapons? When Turkey sent warships to support Pakistan and China gave us tech support, that was their way of defending our sovereignty. So what are we doing now for Iran's sovereignty? You may dislike Iran, That's fine. But do you not love Pakistan? We risk our lives for this nation, but destabilizing Iran will harm us more than you realize. Look what happened with Afghanistan. Its chaos has impacted us for decades. And now the fallout from Iraq, where we don't even share a border, gave rise to ISIS. And we still suffer from its consequences. So either you're blind or you're complicit. If you can't see that America is engineering a coup and manipulating narratives. Israel bombs Iranian civilians, including children, and simultaneously broadcasts fake images of Iranians celebrating the attack. This is propaganda warfare at its peak. Don't assume that Iran is weak or unsupported just because its Islamic leadership may not be popular. Just like some in India thought that Pakistanis wouldn't stand with their state because Imran Khan was jailed and popular. But in times of war, nations unite. The Iranian people, despite any differences with their government, will never accept aggression from Israel or the U.S. The few who have betrayed their nation and now live comfortably in the West, such as the leaders of BLA enjoying life in London, will never be accepted back in Iran. They are considered traitors who worked with the CIA to destabilize their homeland. The current narrative being pushed isn't meant for the Iranian people. It's crafted for Western audiences. Public speaking skills are extremely important in today's world. Whether you're in business, a job, or school, your ability to articulate ideas and arguments clearly will determine your influence and success. That's why we at Eon have decided to launch a course on public speaking and confidence building with both physical and online sessions. It supports our platform and gives you access to a skill we are confident in teaching. Please consider joining the course. Thank you. Israel wants to spread a specific narrative so it can justify attacking Iran and killing its people. Just like it accused Hamas of using children as human shields to justify killing babies. This is narrative manipulation to allow genocide. Israel bombed Iran's nuclear facilities under the pretext of calling it terrorism. Such actions are unprecedented in the modern global world order that emerged after the creation of the United Nations. What is happening now shows the failure of that order. I hope Iran responds with 2,000 missiles so that Israel learns its limits and understands consequences. In Pakistan, many people, including some I love and respect, have made bizarre statements regarding Palestine. We can't fight, they said. We can't retaliate, only negotiate. But recently, Pakistan has stood up to powers much stronger than itself. Iran, despite being globally isolated and abandoned even by fellow Muslims, can still fire 100 ballistic missiles at Israel. Just imagine what Pakistan's military is capable of. There is a time for talk and a time for war. If someone comes to your house and murders your children, that's no time for negotiation. Meanwhile, the U.S. has hypocritically called on Iran to return to the negotiation table, right after allowing Israel to slap them around. This is classic strong-arm diplomacy. America uses pressure from one side while offering deals from the other. But the message needs to be clear. Iraqis didn't fear the U.S., nor did Afghans or Vietnamese. Muslims are inherently brave. The coming era will determine two paths. Either Muslim-majority countries start embracing a life of slavery, or they resist. In the past, there was still a sense of freedom. Now we are willingly becoming slaves, chasing development and luxury. When the Antichrist comes, he will offer you wealth and food, and many will be misled. But there will be others who will resist and stand with the truth. That moment of decision is here. Whether you choose prosperity through deals like the Abraham Accords or face destruction like Iran, Libya, Syria, or Palestine. Egypt chose prosperity but still suffers. Qatar and Saudi Arabia also chose that path. I won't say they sided with the Antichrist, that's a harsh claim, but the implication is clear. Pakistan must decide where it stands. Our people, political parties, and pressure groups must push our state toward the right path. Unfortunately, we've seen a disturbing reaction from some in Pakistan. People celebrating Iran's troubles because most Iranians follow the Shia sect, while Pakistan has a Sunni majority. That's shameful. Even if they're different from you, they are still Muslims, not Zionists. Our state shouldn't think along sectarian lines. Before leaving office, Trump made a calculated move to flatter Pakistan during this conflict, offering once again to mediate the Kashmir issue. If Pakistan foolishly tries to use Iran's crisis to gain strategic depth or leverage in Kashmir, it would be a catastrophic mistake. Why? Because Gwadar and Balochistan, as the Chief of Army Staff said, are Pakistan's destiny and future. We fought wars to stop Russia from reaching these warm waters. If Iran collapses and foreign agencies like Mossad, CIA, and RAW infiltrate it, like they did in Afghanistan, do you think you'll still be able to develop Gwadar? Never. Even today, with a relatively stable Iran, our enemies are already funding militants like BLA to destabilize Balochistan. If Iran descends into chaos, our chances of building Gwadar vanish. But in Pakistan, we often don't realize things until disaster hits us in the head. We are beyond local politics now. Local issues no longer matter. And soon, the whole world will see that. Politics will be revved up again. You'll hear repeated claims of injustice. But let's be clear, this injustice has been ongoing for 70 years. Now, however, these claims will be amplified to pressure the current state into avoiding involvement in the destruction of the Middle East. The defense establishment will be urged to accept the Abraham Accords. This same formula has been used against us for a long time to bring us down. Right now, there should be only one unified call across the nation. We stand with Iran. Our weapons are with them. Our Air Force stands with them. Our Navy supports them. And our diplomatic mission should be sent across the Middle East to convince other countries to stand in solidarity. Gaddafi once said in a speech, addressing OIC members, "You let Saddam fall when he was fighting alone. Tomorrow, your turn will come." Today, even Assad has been sidelined. Who's left? The regimes that participated in his downfall are also ruined. One mischief by the British Empire has led to the entire Muslim Ummah being shackled. It's like a drop of urine falling into a cup of milk. The whole cup becomes impure. That drop was left behind by the British Empire. And because of our lack of unity, we've never been able to deal with it. We're not here to give big speeches. We're not like Sahil Adim, shouting, "Give us F-16s and we'll go bomb the enemies." No, the reality is this. When a state fails to perform its duties, people start taking matters into their own hands. And when that happens, extrajudicial actions start to rise. At Eon, we're telling you plainly, such actions are haram, forbidden. Please, for God's sake, let the state fulfill its responsibilities. We'll continue to give you further updates about the war. This is a highly sensitive issue, and we'll strive to report it accurately. As always, thank you for listening.